Everybody, today's episode is going to be on my transmission recalibration speedometer gear install that's going inside my transmission. So today we're going to be pulling the transmission out of the Mustang and getting that gear installed and seeing if it fixes the speed problem. It should. It says it does by the forums I went and looked up and done some research on. I think at most it might be off maybe 2 to 3 miles an hour, which is a lot better than 15. It's off 15 miles an hour right now, which is horrible, and I hate it. I hate driving around like that. So we're gonna take the car up to the shop today and get the transmission pulled out and all the parts installed, and we're also gonna be doing a tire installation video too. I got some new tires. So let's get the video going. Here we go. Right, so it's raining again, which seems to be the trend around where I live these days. It just rains all the time. It's literally rained for almost 3 weeks. Getting pretty tired of it. The Mustang's still looking nice and dirty because I haven't been able to wash it. This is terrible. Like, look, my car never looks like this. Like, look at the tires. Look at this. I don't ever have mud on my car. But when it rains every freaking day, you can't wash it. What's going on, guys? So, we're in the car now. We're gonna head to the shop and see if we can get this transmission taken out and everything good to go on it. Let me get this mount tightened up. Alright. But pretty excited. LMR hooked me up again with a new gear calibration kit. Well, they didn't hook me up, I bought it, but they had it. They were the only people I could find that actually had the gear that went inside the transmission. They have the recalibration kit that you wire in, and you gotta kind of you pretty much do a little. They send you like a little math thing, and you do the math on somehow, and then you got a little dial. I think you got 3 different dials that you turn, and it adjusts the speedo to, you know, the correct amount, whatever. Anyways, but I didn't want to do that. I just figured I'd go ahead and just go ahead and get the gear that goes in the transmission. All you got to do is put it in, slide it onto the output shaft, and it's got a little, I think a lock and tab that it snaps into, and maybe a C-clamp, and that would be, I just figured that would be a lot better as far as long term, because, and it was cheaper too. It was only like 30 bucks for the gear, and for the recalibration kit that you wire into the harness and stuff was 149 or 39. So I just figured I'd do that because I can pull the transmission out real quick in this car. At most, it takes me probably 30 minutes. And if I'm going real slow, maybe 45 to an hour. So I just went with the gear, and so it, you know, I just feel like it'd be better for me. I feel like it would last longer, and it wouldn't give me any false readings. So we're gonna try that. And like I say, it's supposed to only be off 2 to 3 miles an hour. We're on our way to the shop now, so we'll pick up the video once we get to the shop. What's up, guys? We're at the shop now, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the car on the lift and get going on the tires first. Alright, we got the car in the air, so now we're going to get the tires dismounted and over to the tire machine. Be very, very quiet. There's beautiful little babies sleeping in the shop. This is my son, by the way. He's adorable. Look at him fresh kicks. Yeah. Alright guys, so pretty much how you do on dismount tires, like right here, you got a little valve stem core in the center of these cores. And all you do, you take a little valve stem core remover and take it out. Once you get one that works, I might have to get my other one. Yeah, there it goes. Same thing for the other side. Alright guys, and on these, what you want to do whenever you break these down, you just take and right here, you want it as close to the rim as possible, but not on it. And like that should be fine right there, even on these low profile tires. So take and press the lever, break it down until it comes off the bead. And on some of these, it takes forever because the sidewalls are so hard. Then you'll just work your way around the wheel. Should be off the bead good enough to come off the rim. Also, you want to take the weights off before you do any dismounting. Alright everybody, so I kind of went brain dead. I forgot that these have to be mounted from the back side. So I'm probably going to have to do some adjusting on this. I know these tires are going to be aggravating because they're old as crap. Worn out, they're hard, so they're probably not going to be fun to dismount. I still don't want to scratch the back of this wheel up, but I'd rather do the back than the front. Much more than the front. Alright, then most of the time you can work the prod bar down over the bead, or take and work the prod bar to where the bead goes down below the wheel seat. Here. The only thing I hate about these tires is they automatically want to beat themselves back up every time. Should be able to get it now.
tight, but gotta go easy. Then after you get it over the bead, or the bead over the machine, alright, that's the hard part. The easy part's this way. Same process, pick the tire up. You want to get it under the bead of the tire with your pry bar, pick it up on the back side to where it will work with you. Unlike this one wants to do. Alright, Drew, if you want to come up right here. Let me answer that. But, hey. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, bud. I'm mounting this wheel.
The wife was calling.
No, I'm good. Okay. I love you. Look. Alright, Drew. Okay, the tires I went with on this, I went with the Indy 500s. They're the Firestone Indy 500s is what they're called. And I really like the tread design on this tire, and this is the main reason why I picked it. And it wasn't too expensive. And on this tire right here, it's got a marking for outside. So I'll put that to the outside of the wheel, and I'll lay this face down. And so what we're gonna do, I can lube it up really good. You just can't go in dry. That's just, it's not right. You always gotta lube it. My parents are probably gonna kill me for saying that. Sometimes you can just slide these on without having it. This one's not going to cooperate, but if it doesn't, just take the machine. And what you want to do, Drew, if you want to come right here, you want to start it where the bead is over this, and then it overlaps underneath to this side. So you'll take and kind of roll it around and start it slow, and just kind of twist it on with it, with the machine. That's the easy part. Here's the hard part. The top side is the same concept. You're gonna go over the top, under this side. I'm probably gonna have a pry bar's help right here, so wherever I put it. Here's one. Then we'll try to slowly work it on. It's actually a lot easier than I thought, but this tire is new and is a lot softer than my old tires. That's pretty much it. That's how you mount a tire. Alright guys, so we're going to start on the recalibration gear now for the speedometer. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is drain the fluid and make sure, you know, nothing's crazy's coming out in the fluid, like any metal, real big metal pieces or anything like that. It shouldn't. Like I said in the first video, I did rebuild the transmission. So let's get started. Alright guys, I'm going to be taking the transmission out of this car today too. So one of the first things you're going to want to do, that I like to do, is take the interior stuff out first, the shifter loose, that way it'll come down. The transmission will come down a lot easier. So just take the shifter off, run this little nut off. These nuts are tight. Dang. I put some Loctite on there and it's definitely working. I do have an SVE short shifter in here from LMR. I like it a lot. It's really smooth. I had my buddy Drew riding with me earlier, and he said, "Man, you don't gotta shift that thing very far, do you?" And nope, it is pretty close. Hey Drew, you hand me a 13 wrench and 2 of them? I should have 2. A 13 and a 14. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a 13. I got my buddy Drew up here helping me out. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think so. I'm pretty sure it was a 13, but I just wanted to get another size just in case. Yeah, it is a 13. Then take the shifter bolts out. These are actually lock nuts if I'm not mistaken. Because I'm pretty sure the shifter is threaded too. It's been a while since I put this shifter in, so I don't really remember. Yeah, it is threaded. Let me just back this out. They do look a lot better. Dang, these bolts go long. Alright, that's out, and from here we'll go underneath the car.
Why you got that big long extension on
Because I think it's long. Anyways, it is a 15. And I did do a little bit of research before taking this out and apart.
What's going on, everybody? So I got the transmission back together, and I did run into some issues, but nothing major. Whenever you take this tail shaft off, and whenever there is a reverse, I forgot what it's called, but it's something that has to do with the reverse, and it's on this lower side of the transmission right here. And what it does, it has a dial, a roller that has a little ear that hangs off. And I was wondering why I couldn't get the transmission to seat back flush together, just pressed together. So I kept taking it off and looking, and there's a small ear in there that you got to clock in about the 1 o'clock position. And then once you do that, it'll slide right on, everything will bolt right up. And I'm sorry I couldn't film the rest of the actual install of, the part, but you get the main picture of it. It's pretty much after you get the gear in there, it's reverse order, and just make sure that ear is pointed about 1 o'clock position. That way it doesn't bind up, and it'll bolt back up together and be smooth going, no problems. And so that's one tip that I learned while doing this. Like I say, I've never done that before, so taking it apart, that was a number one first time for me. So I'm still pretty proud of myself that I could actually do it, because I've never took it apart. But what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna film the rest of this video. It's getting pretty late actually, but I'm not gonna film the rest of it. I'm just gonna do it, and it's just reverse order anyway, so I don't really have to film that. So I'm gonna get the transmission back in, and I'll pick the video up back at the house. But we'll see you guys there. What's going on, everybody? Unfortunately, it's a couple days after. I hadn't been able to finish up the video, so I'm doing it a couple days after, but it's okay. I'm getting to it now, and I've just been really busy at work. Hadn't had time to do anything as far as editing and stuff like that. I've been busy after work. I play softball and stuff like that, so I've been having to go to practice and things like that. But the transmission gear install went pretty well. I had a little trouble getting the tail shaft back flush together during the install. I didn't know that a part of the reverse gear actually has a little tooth that's got to go in a notch in the tail shaft of the transmission, and I didn't see it the first couple of times, and finally I took it off. I looked down inside there, and I was like, oh, okay, now I see what it's got to do. And so I did that, clocked it at about 12 to 1 o'clock, and it slid together perfect, didn't have any other problems, and finished it out from there. But it's dead on the money by GPS. It's the speedometer is exactly right, which is great. I'm really happy about that. Really pleased with the part from LMR, and also my tire install went pretty smoothly. And I had to take and roast the old ones off before I put the new ones on. I had to take and melt them down. There were hardly anything left anyway, so I just decided, you know what, do a nice little burnout, finish them off. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching my channel. And if you like my channel, be sure to subscribe to it. That'd be much appreciated. There's going to be a lot more videos to come. And also, drop a like, drop a comment if you got any comments on what I, actually, more in depth of what I had to do, anything like that. If you got any kind of car question, really in general, or just want to talk cars, just shoot me a message, and I'll try to answer everything I can. But guys, until next time, thank you for watching. We'll see you.